Solve the following equations. Here we have 2x take 5 equals 13. We want to solve for x. Using inverse operations, we can add 5 to both sides. That cancels out your 5 and negative 5, and you're left with 2x equals 18. Now if we divide both sides by 2, we end up with x equals 9. That's the solution to our linear equation. Question B, we have plus 1, so we will subtract 1 from both sides. This in turn, if your plus and minus 1 will cancel out, and we're left with a over 5 equals negative 2. Now we're going to multiply both sides by 5. You're left with a equals negative 10, which is the solution to that linear equation. Moving on now to question 2. Now we have 3a and 5a. That is, we have variables on the left-hand side and the right-hand side. First of all, we will look after this negative 4. Hence, we will add 4 to both sides of the equation, the left-hand side and the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, we're left with 3a. On the right-hand side, we have 5a, negative 22 and 4 make negative 18. We now can add or subtract 3a or 5a to the left-hand side or the right-hand side. We will subtract 5a from both sides. This leaves you with negative 18 on the right-hand side and negative 2a on the left-hand side. We're now going to divide both sides by negative 2, which is the inverse operation of multiplying by negative 2, which leaves us with a, and 18 divided by 2, or negative 18 divided by negative 2 is 9. A equals 9 is the solution to our equation. In question B, we will subtract negative 7 from both sides. That will leave us with x subtract 5 over 2 equals 6. This next step, we will multiply both sides by 2, which leaves us with x minus 5 on the left and 12 on the right-hand side. Our final step is the inverse operation of negative 5, so we will add 5 to both sides, which leaves us with x equals 17. In question 3, we could do one of two things. We could divide both sides by 7, or we could expand the left-hand side first by using the distributive law. We'll go with option 2. So 7 multiplied by x is 7x. 7 multiplied by negative 1 is negative 7. We're left with x plus 11 on the right-hand side. We'll now add 7 to both sides. This leaves us on the left-hand side with 7x equals x plus 18 on the right-hand side. We'll now subtract x from both sides. On the right-hand side will leave us with 18. On the left-hand side, 7x subtracts x is 6x. Now we're left with 6x equals 18. In this case, we can divide both sides by 6, which leaves us with x equals 3, the solution to our linear equation. In question B, we have left-hand side and the right-hand side containing brackets. In that case, we'll use the distributive law and expand both sides first. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 7 is negative 21. Let's find the inverse operation of negative 6. That will be adding 6 to both sides. We're going to add 6 to both sides. This will remove the left-hand side. Now we'll be left with negative 2x. On the right-hand side, we have 3x, negative 21 and 6. The sum of those are negative 15. We'll now add 15 to both sides. On the right-hand side, we're left with 3x. On the right-hand side, we're left with 15. Subtract 2x. To now isolate x, we will add 2x to both sides because of this negative 2x here. So positive 2x plus 15, subtract 2x equals 3x. We're adding 2x to both sides. We're left with 15 equals 5x. Divide both sides by 5, which leaves on the right-hand side us with x, and the left-hand side is 3. Therefore, x equals 3. That's a solution to our equation. Moving on to some more challenging ones now. We could do a few things. You could multiply this numerator first. If you decide to do that, you could multiply both sides by 6, or we could remove this 3 and times the left-hand side by 3 and times the right-hand side by 2. Step 1, we'll multiply both sides by 3. So 3, we'll put a bracket here now and multiply this by 3, which is why those 3's cancel out. On the right-hand side, we're now left with x take 6. On the right-hand side, 3 times 5 is 15. We still have x plus 7 as a factor, divided by 2. Step 2, we'll now multiply both sides by 2. So 2 lots of the left-hand side and 2 lots of the right-hand side. The 2's cancel out. On the left-hand side, you're left with 15 outside of x plus 7. On the right-hand side, you're left with 2 outside of x takes 6. Now using distributive law, we'll expand. 15 times x is 15x. 15 times 7 is 105. On the right-hand side, 2 times x is 2x. 2 multiplied by negative 6 is negative 12. We can now subtract 105 from both sides. Subtract 105 from the right-hand side, which leaves us on the left with 15x. On the right-hand side, 2x, take 117. We now can subtract 2x from the right-hand side, and we can subtract 2x from the left-hand side. These two terms are cancelling out to leave us with negative 117. On the right-hand side, 15x take 2x is 3x. Now we can divide both sides by 13, which leaves us with x on the left, and on the right-hand side, negative 117 divided by 13 is negative 9. The solution to this equation is x equals negative 9. Question 4b. Solve the following equation. That's solving for h. We'll expand our brackets using the distributive law first, which is 5h. 2 times 10 is 20. 2 times negative 2h is negative 4h. On the right-hand side, we have 15. Let's collect like terms. We have a 5h and a negative 4h, which leaves us with h plus 20 equals 15. We'll now subtract 20 from both sides. Negative 20 and positive 20 cancel out, which leaves us with h equals negative 5. That's a solution to our linear equation. Question 5. When n is divided by 3, the result is 12. Let's write that one down first. When n is divided by 3, the result equals 12. Write an equation for this and determine the real value for n. Step 1, we've written an equation that represents the situation. N divided by 3 equals 12. To solve this, we can multiply both sides by 3. N equals 36. In our last question,